guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to create your bustier pattern from your basic bodice block. So the measurement you're going to be needing, apart from all the other ones you have, would be your round under bust and your under bust measurement. So this is how to take your under bust measurement. Starting from your shoulder line, you go all the way to under the bust, just like this. So just go all the way like this to under your bust. Okay, then from that same point under the bust, you go round it to create your round under bust measurement. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do now is to measure your under bust measurement. Put it on paper here, on your pattern like this, measuring it from your shoulder point up the way, all the way down. So mine is 39, but I'm going to take it up by 1 cm because I want it to have a full look to it. So if you are smaller, if you have smaller bust, you can take it up by 2 cm, between 1 to 2 cm. So I'm going to make it 38, yes. So from that point, draw a straight line across like this. Alright, so now this is our under bust measurement here. So the next thing you're going to do now is get your round under bust measurement and divide it by 4. When you divide it by 4, you come back to this under bust line and measure your under bust measurement here on pattern. So mine is 28. So what I'm going to do now is subtract my 28 from the round under bust divided by 4. So the excess you have from that subtraction is what you're going to distribute here. So I have 5.75 left from mine, so I'm going to distribute 5.75 here, but I'll make sure I have more on this side than this side. Okay, so this is 0 to 5.75. I'll just move it from that middle line. So you see I have more here than here. This is what I did. So all of this place is 5.75. So now that we have that done, you're going to do this. You're going to bring it back with a straight line to your initial dot line. Okay? And this one too, the same way. Once you do this, you're going to create your bust on your pattern using your curved ruler. Okay, so we take it this way, the curved part facing this side. You're going to bring it right from your point D line, this line, to meet your new dot line for the under bust measurement on the under bust line. So make sure it's not too close to your point D so that you won't have excess. You won't have excess when you are sewing. Just make sure you have a very perfect round shape. Okay, then turn your ruler this way, take it to the other side and do the same thing, but not, it shouldn't be too round. It shouldn't be as round as this place, from your point D line to your under bust line. All right, so we've created our bust for this side and here now. So the next thing we're going to do is to figure out how much tightening we're going to use for this bustier. And for anything that you create that doesn't have a shoulder, you use between 100 to 150% tightening depending on your size. So I usually use between 100 and 120% tightening. So you're going to tighten your shoulder and your dart by doing 100 divided by 100, because we're using 100% tightening. That's because we don't have a shoulder. If it was a v-neck, we'll be using 50%, but because it's a tube top, we're using 100%. So 100 divided by 100 times your dart measurement, which is 9.5 for me. Okay, so once you do this, my answer is 9.5. Okay, so what I do next is I add my answer, which is 9.5, to my 9.5 dart. Okay, so you can do this. We have our dart here. Make sure whatever you are doing, you add more to this side, just like we did for the under bust measurement. So what I usually do is I add my 9.5 to the 9.5 dart measurement, and once I do that, I'll have 19 cm. So you see, this is 19 cm here. So I've given a lot of it to this side. 19 here, 1 here. Then you draw your new dart line to your point D. Okay, so this is the dart we're going to be closing that we don't need this part anymore. So now I'm going to create the sweetheart neckline, because that's what we're doing here. So to create my sweetheart neckline, first thing you do is go down by 6 inches. That's the least you can go down by. You can go down by 6.5, you can go down by 7, whatever you want, but shouldn't be too much, of course. But go down by 6 inches minimum. So I'll do 7 here, right? So that we can create our sweetheart neckline. Then for this place, you're going to determine how far you want your bustier top to be here on your body. So just measure from your nipple point all the way, measure your desired length. So this is what I mean. If I put it, I usually use 5 inches. You can make it longer or shorter, depends on you. So it's to cover most of your bust. So if I put at 5 inches here on this new line I created, and I'll put 5 inches from the point D to the other new dart line, I'll take my curved ruler like this to create my sweetheart neckline. Okay, so you see it has this curve already. So then I'm going to join it using broken lines to this new one, because I'm going to close this dart, so make sure that this place aligns. Okay, then take my curved ruler again to join this straight to my armhole. All right, so this is what I want. So you just have to be creative. You can do any shape you want here. If you don't want it to, if you want it to be lower than that, you can come down lower. Depends on what you want. Okay, so once you're done with the front, you come to the back. So for the back, we're going to start from the armhole again, because that's where we start for the front. It has to align. Whatever you do on the SF, you have to do on the SB, because you're going to join them together. So from there, I'm going to go down to my desired length again, the back length that I want. Depends on how open you want the back to be. So I'm going to go down with the curved ruler like this. Make sure you use a slant line. I try to make sure this place is straight a little, so it doesn't have a curve there. So once you do this, you're going to tighten this place, because if you do not tighten this place, it's going to gape when you wear. It's going to open when you wear your tube dress or top. So you're going to tighten by 1 inch. By 1 inch, right? Make a straight line to your waistline. Okay, so we've tightened the back already, so it's going to be a perfect fit. If your line, the new line you just created, I mean for the back tube, if it's higher than this, you're going to go by 0.75 inches. Okay, but because we have it on our armhole line, that's why we have 1 inch. So once you do this, we've created our back measurements already. Let me just roll it out with this for you. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to create the panel for your tube top. So this is the back pattern. Now for this place, you can be creative, you can do whatever you want. You can decide to, move the dart right to the side, just transfer your dart to the side and leave it plain like this, so you have just two pieces. You can decide to make this a panel top to pieces top, or just to make it a single piece with zip. So this is what I usually do. I usually make it because I like to have style lines. So for me, I like to be creative here. Sometimes I move my dart by doing this. I just move it to the side and create a new line here, create a new line here. Whatever you want, just be creative with the back pattern. So for the simple method, all you need to do is draw a straight line from the middle line of your dart. Just draw a straight line down. Okay, because we want to create a panel. So from that straight line, draw another straight line to meet one end of your dart. It's just like we're extending our dart down. That's all. Okay, so here you do the same thing, or you can move this one to the side, whatever you want. If I'm doing a corset, for example, I usually like to move it aside. Alright guys, so we just extended our dart to the end of the top. So we're going to do the same thing for the front pattern. Okay. Alright, so this is what your pattern should look like when you're done with it. So you label them. Make sure you don't forget to label it. This is your CB. This is where you're going to put your zip. I always like to number them. Pattern 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is your SF. Okay, so this is what your pattern should look like. Once you're done with this, you go ahead to include your seam allowance. Round it should be 0.5 inch, but the hem should be 1 inch, and the CF and CB would be 1 inch each. Now for this one, you might not need to cut two pieces of this. You can cut this on fold, okay, or cut two pieces, depends on what you want. If you cut two pieces of this, then you will have a seam in the middle, and don't forget to add your seam allowance. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you loved that video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe and turn on your notification bell to know when I post more videos. Thank you. Bye.